Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Slate gray skies over an alabaster beach here in the nation's capital, and a beautiful day as spring is here. A little chillier than we expected, but boy, an incredible... whoa, what was that? Oh, my goodness. It's the D.C. Fairfax. Oh, my God. Oh, gunshots fired. Oh, dear God. Nobody hurt, right? Nobody hurt?
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
No, nobody hurt.
Carjackings, though. Multiple carjackings.
Oh, that's right. He's got a car. He's got a car. He's got a car. Shots fired. Shots fired. No,
You know
my
what?
God.
There's
Lady,
nothing
what are you
sadder,
doing?
Mike. There's nothing
Oh, my
sadder than
goodness.
watching Tom Kirine on a morning like today when he doesn't matter. Because
he doesn't
really,
matter at all.
The DC local, all they do in the morning is they give the weather 5 times, and that's it. But today,
Right.
Un Yang had something to do, and Aaron Gilchrist had something to do, and Mike, wearing her glasses.
Upgrade. Mike, upgrade. Like I'm talking about a Pornhub upgrade. Like it was really great.
That's probably not the direction I would have exactly gone.
okay.
I just
Who
was gonna
had
say-
the upgrade, Oscar?
Un Yang.
Un Yang.
Un Yang?
Un Yang?
Yang.
Has Un Yang been on our show, Rob? Hasn't Un Yang
Yeah,
been on
we
our
had her
show?
on the terrestrial show a long time ago. We had her on. I'll call her back
time
and
to
ask
have her
her
back
to
on.
come back and bring her glasses.
It's like, look, it's like her contract's dried up, and she said, I've been on for 5 hours. I need to use my glasses.
Yeah.
And when she did that, she went from just some run-of-the-mill anchor to just this like sex machine.
And also, you know what, Mike? She's letting her hair go a little more wild. And I think
Here
that's
is the
nice.
latest news we're talking about. Now, you will be listening to this program when you get it on your smartphone or your device, but this might be dated by the time we come to you. But as we speak, as we go to tape, Fairfax County Police are on the hunt for a shooting suspect early this morning at Innova Fairfax Hospital, where my daughter Elizabeth was born, the girl that's living under my roof right now.
That's where Robert got all of his cancer treatment there. It's a great, Mike, as they would say, it's a great outfit.
That's where Buzz almost died.
That's
where-
right.
Yes.
It is.
We're just context.
You're terrible. So the fact is, Fairfax County Police say they're searching for an escaped prisoner wearing a hospital gown. Now, I would imagine that'd be easy to spot, wouldn't you? I mean, that'd be pretty easy to
Depends
spot.
on the neighborhood. If he's running around Glover Park, Mike, he might just kind of blend in.
Are we monitoring this? Are we monitoring
Mike,
this as we speak?
I've got the live feed on my computer as we speak. You should
Okay,
also
so
know this.
Oscar Santana in the news feed room will be monitoring the situation as it develops.
Breaking
Yes,
news
sir.
whenever it feels like breaking. The man is in a vehicle now, apparently.
Yeah, a Camry, right?
Yeah, a Camry. This is news of note, not just because he's driving, because he's so used to being on bicycles.
That's right. He
Because
is the
that's how he-
bicycle bank thief, Mike.
That's how he robbed banks in the area, up to 11 banks on bicycle.
On bicycle?
That's why they called him, Mike, the bicycle bank thief.
And now he is in an automobile? That's what he's doing
Yeah, but
now?
you know what? Maybe the bike is being driven by his girlfriend. We don't know that. Or the car is
no.
being
Think of the
driven by
havoc
God.
he could reap.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So give me the whole gist of it. When did this whole thing start today?
Overnight, it happened where this guy was being transported to Fairfax Innova Hospital.
3 a.m.
Yeah, he was actually under state custody, but he was being transported by a private security firm, as Rob Ford said, Paul Blart. And
Two guys.
Yeah.
A private security. Do they have the name of the? I have the name of the private.
Oh, you do?
security.
Good.
Yeah. Is it Acme Security? It says here. It says Acme,
Mine as well
Acme
been.
Security.
It's funny.
well,
You remember their motto, at your service
Yes.
day and night, we do the job and do it right. Acme.
They had the spokesperson for the Fairfax County Police,
Yeah.
and they asked him. They said,
The
how
bald guy or the guy with sideburns?
the bald guy.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, and they said, how did this fugitive overtake 2 security guards in a gown? And, and the
it was
guy's
private
like-
security.
Yeah, the guy was like, I couldn't tell you that, because he probably was asking that same question.
Yeah, and he was a slick one. He would always say, "It is my understanding that." He said, "What color is the sky?" It is my
Oh, there's the
understanding
number.
that the
Okay.
sky is blue.
I've got to call in right now to
Please.
Rob, let's call the security.
Oh, excellent. We're going to call the
Let's do that
Acme.
right now.
That's
I think
good.
that's a good idea.
All right. I'm lucky that you have your phone down there.
Well, I know I do. It's just I want to dial out, and it says Acme Security. They're the ones that were doing it.
Right.
So I'm not sure. We'll see what happens.
Responsible for prisoner transport.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll pick up. They're probably getting a lot of calls, Oscar.
They might pick up on the third ring.
They sometimes do.
Hello?
Hi, is this Acme Security?
Boy, is it. Oh, it's still ringing. Sorry. Oh, my God. Boy, I tell you, I hate that soundboard. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
Acme Security, can I help you?
This is the Mike O'Mara Show calling Acme Security.
Mike O'Mara Show, who's this?
This is Rob Spiewak along with Oscar Santana, and we're calling about the fugitive on the loose. In,
Rob!
Yes.
Rob!
Yes.
Rob! It's Charlie!
Charlie!
It's Charlie.
I recognize
Rob.
that
Oh,
voice.
my
What are you
God.
doing?
Oh, my God, it's incredible. He threatened me, and then he ran away in a hospital gown. It's pandemonium. I'm never going to be able to work there again. They're going to fire me over this, I'm sure. But I'll get another job. It's something that's related to the news of the day.
Charlie, when did you come back from Florida?
I came back from Mr. O'Mara's house about 3 days ago, got a job with Acme Security, and they
You've been
said,
with them
Charlie,
3 days?
3 days, and they said, Charlie, Charlie, we want you to go by WJFK, drive down to Fairfax Hospital and transport a prisoner. I said, no problemo, because I'm super strong, but he
Sure.
scared me. He
Yeah.
scared me, and he ran, and he ran.
Spooky.
Ooh.
Now, apparently,
How've you been?
I've been well.
Oscar,
I'm great, Charlie.
how goes the MBA program?
It's soul-sucking, but it's going along.
That's fantastic.
Charlie, I understand that when you transported the prisoner, this is sort of a long shot, you were working with somebody. Is your partner there?
Hold on just a second. Who's the partner, Rob? I don't have any friggin' clue.
Isn't it Ponch?
It could have been Ponch. It could have been, I don't know. I was just curious.
Did you just throw that to me? What, am I supposed to pull one out of my ass?
I
What
said
the
it
hell's
was a
going
long
on?
shot.
Hold on just a second. Wait a minute, my supervisor.
Oh, no. The supervisor at
My
Acme
supervisor
Security.
coming out.
Who's that?
I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with him. He wants to talk to the supervisor.
All right, put him on. Let him know he's going to be on the radio.
You're going to be on the radio. I don't care. Hello, Rob.
How are you?
How are you?
Can you please identify yourself for a
This is Donald Trump.
Wow! You're the supervisor at Acme
Trump
Security?
Security. I
This
thought.
is Donald Trump. This is the greatest security company in the world. This was a very, very anomaly. This was an aberration. I've gotten some bigger words. This was a departure, and it was very bad.
Right.
This is a very bad thing.
Who's going to pay for this?
Someone's going to have to pay.
The proper authorities will pay. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put Charlie on. This character is not working for this day. Hello? I got to run, too. Wait, it's really hit the fan here. It's terrible, and it's almost time for, 10 minutes before noon. That's pizza time where I live.
I understand. So will this ever happen again?
Oh, absolutely not. I'll tell you, I've guaranteed to Mr. Trump that at Acme Security we will not have this breakdown and we will not have an escaped prisoner again. And for one simple reason.
What's that?
I'm quitting today.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I stood in this room 3 months ago and gave you all very clear direction. Every entitlement program that is sucking us dry, I want it all on the table, and this doesn't go nearly far enough. So we obviously have to get back to some basics, remind ourselves of some of the facts that are before us. No. I will speak first, and then you will speak, Paul. We have to do the things that people won't like. And even when we do, 3 out of 4 of them will go along with us. And why? Because we're promising jobs.
The programs that you want to scale back or dismantle are the bedrock of the American dream.
They were the bedrock of the American dream, but they're not anymore. Certainly not for the 10 million people who are out of work.
Now, we can do a version of what you're
I
proposing.
don't want a version. I want a vision.
As head of this team, we have done...
Speaking as the president, who chose this team and for whom it works. I want $500 billion to put 10 million people to work. I don't care how much it hurts. I don't care how controversial it is. Your job is to find a way. It's my job to convince Congress and the American people. Your job is not to sell me on your version of my program. Now, are we all clear on what our jobs are? Good, because I want to present this proposal to leadership in 30 days. Let's make it happen.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
President Francis Underwood.
Yes.
Yes, a wonderful man. We are live from the Cappy Piper Studios from sunny Southwest Florida in the best exotic marigold community and our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. How you doing, everybody? Powered by Encore Insurance Services and heard daily for over 5 years at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Online, on air, and on your mobile device. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. And if you're here, you do too. Shaved this morning. Stole my, ran out of my Harry's shave cream, so I stole my wife's other shave cream, but I still used my fabulous Harry's products.
Love it.
And it was the best shave of my life, like it is every day. We've told you that Harry's gives you the best shave of your life. Harry's puts a century of shaving experience into each blade from their German factory for a superior shave every time. It's a factory in Germany that makes the Harry's products, okay? Have you ever seen a BMW or a Mercedes? Huh? Are you listening to me, please?
They're all perfectly hair-free because of the German blades.
And here's a little factoid that I think you need to know. Harry's, ladies and gentlemen, will save you money. Since they make their own blades, you get an amazing shave at a fraction of the price of drugstore brands because they make them themselves. You can upgrade your shave for less money than you pay now. It makes good sense. Try it, and you'll be a Harry's guy for life. Think of the logic of using Harry's products. You spend less money on these products, and they are superior products. That is what we refer to as a no-brainer.
And furthermore, if you're wise like me and you subscribe, you save money and they deliver them right to your home.
Amen.
Perfect.
Go to harrys.com right now. Enter code TMOS at checkout for $5 off your first order of a starter set. That's right. With the code TMOS, you get a month's worth of shaving for just $10. HARRYS.com and the TMOS code at checkout and change the way you shave forever. So seriously, a bit of pandemonium in D.C. today. Oscar Santana.
An update, Mike, from the news desk. They've captured him.
Yeah!
Oh, they got him! Yay, they got him on our show. They got him when we're taping.
Yes.
They got him when we're taping.
I'm trying to get audio.
Okay.
But this is what's beautiful about the local news here. We
Yes.
had it set up. It buffered through the 30-second ad or good to go,
Sure.
and it says live stream will resume shortly.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. Of course. Welcome to
But I'll
the
read you
factors.
what we have.
Yeah, please.
Police have captured the man who escaped custody at Nova Fairfax Hospital after a massive manhunt and that lasted nearly 9 hours. They captured him at 11:30, and guess what part of the city he was in, gentlemen?
Where was he?
He was on Pennsylvania Avenue in Southeast.
Yay!
He came downtown from the suburbs?
Oh,
Is it
fantastic.
me? Is that stupid? You don't want to go where there's more people. You would think you'd want to go where there's less people.
Well, who knows? You know, sometimes when someone panics, they go in whatever direction the car is going in.
I understand.
And at least they got the guy, and nobody was hurt, and that's the most important thing.
They were found. It was prior to stealing 2008 gray Hyundai Elantra. That's a car to steal.
Oh, I thought I thought he was in a Camry.
He took off in a Camry, a 2002 Toyota Camry.
Okay, very good.
And that's where they found him. They located the vehicle. They located Wasson Asai.
That sounds right.
Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Was found again on Pennsylvania Avenue in Southeast in Washington, D.C. at 11:30. They got the guy 9 hours. How do you get out from a building that's surrounded by police and then break through whatever barricades are out there? I imagine he just escaped earlier in the night, right?
Right.
Because, Mike, it was so bad that they blocked off the exits from the Beltway to the hospital.
Yeah, but they waited long enough for him to get out of the hospital. Then they blocked it off.
Well, look, I have people on the job that are friends of mine up there, so I'm not going to cast aspersions on them. But it seems to me, we've all witnessed it, that, you have the initial crime committed or the initial escape, And then, you're not going to catch the guy, but then it's the dog and pony show where you paralyze the traffic of the city, but there's really no idea where they are. It's called casting a net, right? That's what they're trying to do with this guy.
Net.
But it's, it's amazing that this happens, and you see all that police presence, and you realize just how incredible it is. We have so many different jurisdictions,
and why
so
is
many
there
different law
much crime
enforcement
with all those cops out there?
I know.
Well, one thing I did realize, Mike,
if you were a younger guy, I'd say from the mouths of babes. That's an amazing little statement right there.
One thing this really does prove is that it's easier to escape the hospital than to getting parking spot there.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Seen Acai in the district
Barbara
on Pennsylvania
Harrison.
Avenue in Southeast.
There's
Acai
a journalist.
escaped from a Nova Fairfax hospital in Falls Church early this morning. He was on the run for nearly 9 hours. Darcy Spencer is live with more.
Barbara, that's the news that everybody has been waiting to hear. The good news, I've also confirmed this information, that he was arrested without incident. There was a lot of concern because, when he got away from the hospital this morning, he was able to get a gun away from a private security guard. So you had a man running around in a hospital gown, armed with a gun, carjacking vehicles. So there was a lot of concern that this was not going to end without someone getting hurt. So it sounds like this came to a very peaceful conclusion, considering the fact that he has been on the run with this gun for several hours. This all goes back to the 3 o'clock hour this morning, when again he was able to overpower a couple of security guards, private guards that were hired to watch over him. He was in federal custody. He was known as the bicycle
stop right there
bandit.
because we can talk about it now. Okay, this will be the question. They're not going to deal with this on the local news. What in the name of God is someone in federal custody doing being guarded by private security?
The thing that is so great about it is the smile on the Fairfax County cop's spokesman's face when he said, Wasn't us. They said, isn't it
private
policy?
Security. They wanted to do it cheaper.
They said, isn't it policy to transport a federal felon in handcuffs? He said, that's the Fairfax County policy, but you have to ask the private firm.
I thought Blackwater was shut down.
I don't know.
The thing about this is, though, you would think really, and we were joking about it, but you can't walk 5 feet and not see a law enforcement official in the D.C. metro area.
Mike, it's some bureaucratic crooked contract. That's what it is. We need.
I bet it is.
We need private security, and we're going to give it to this company right here.
It's all graft, and a whole bunch of people with their big feet up and their big desks milking us all out of as much tax money as
I can go down the line. I have known Annapolis City police officers. I have known Fairfax County police officers. I have known Capitol police officers.
Yes.
I have known Capitol Park police officers. I have known D.C. police officers. I have known these police officers. I have also known these gentlemen that are referred to as federal marshals. And I would think that a federal person in custody would be transported by federal trained marshals who do that. That's one of their jobs is to transport prisoners.
Do you think that their thought was, we could put some feds on this guy, but he robbed banks on a bike?
That's what I would think.
Yeah, let's give him to the firm.
I really do hope that the local news, they won't.
No.
I know they won't. They won't dig into it. They after the story, after the sexiness of the story, he's running, he's in a car.
The police chase that I saw on TV. Chase.
There was a felon on the loose.
We'll have a full report on the shicks.
Yes, sure.
20.
Yeah, the 20.
I can't believe that chase. And I did that naturally. What an a-hole.
You're tired.
This is the deal. They would go to the hospital. They'd have a stand-up shot, and then you're like, okay, this is like everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, a car chase broke out, and then you're like, oh my God, he's on the run. And there was somebody else. Which, by the way, Mike, if you get footage of this down there, you have to watch it.
This is a Los Angeles quality car chase.
A solid
but I thought that didn't we for years and years and years, especially in Fairfax County, didn't they have a rule,
a no-follow rule
that they don't have
they broke all
the
those
TV?
Rules.
They broke those because really enough because we get some good car chases.
This crazy woman was doing donuts.
Yeah.
Donuts on the highway.
Crossed over the median?
Yes.
Yeah. And
so did they catch the lady that was aiding and abetting this guy? They didn't say that.
This lady had nothing to do with it.
There's two questions here.
Oh, so this is a completely unrelated chase.
The car chase had nothing to do with it, but everyone assumed that it was all involved. Now, did Darcy Spencer, did she mention if
they haven't mentioned the girlfriend?
They haven't mentioned the girlfriend.
They haven't mentioned the girlfriend.
And was it a Fairfax County car chase?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It was
It
exceptional.
was a lot of fun. No one got hurt, Mike. And the woman driving, while she's crazy, her skill set as far as driving, pretty impressive.
Yeah, for a woman.
Yep. Right up on the curve. The median.
I'm watching it right now. I'm watching
nice.
it right. Oh my God!
Right?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, she's weaving. It's like bumper cars, and then she spins out. Oh my God, that is incredible. And then she's still getting away in a pickup truck.
Yeah.
She's getting, and then they're trying to T-bone her, and she's still fighting.
Built for
Oscar, this is great video. We have to put this on our Rob. We have to get this on the website.
Absolutely.
We have to get this up at our YouTube page. Oh, she's still backing out.
Yeah.
She's still
it's
backing
like
out.
she wants to go over the overpass. That's what she wants to do.
And she's burning rubber as they are outside of the car, pointing guns at the window.
Course.
She had a chance actually to escape at the last minute there, except for the fact she was down to 3 wheels. That was what really slowed her down.
This has been an amazing day for law enforcement in the D.C. area.
Yeah, no one got hurt. 2 thumbs up. You know.
Well, keep your ears on it, because I would be very curious to know
tomorrow
if anybody's going to ask the question. You're right.
Tomorrow we'll be back to Pat Collins talking about school lunches.
Well, look, let me give you I'll tell you, the revolving door in radio in Washington, D.C. is a goddamn ceiling fan. The revolving door in TV moves at the pace of the woolly mammoth.
True enough.
I mean, you have people there like, okay, nothing going on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, who's the first person you heard? Barbara Harrison. Hungry Barbara Harrison.
Unbelievable. The same fossilized anchors that have been in this market for 150 years, and they're terrible.
And I think, Oscar, we theorized that it was because the exits were closed. The people that were on site at Fairfax Hospital today, they look to be 19 years old.
I got to tell you, Racist Rob really came out when I walked in the studio.
It was not racist.
Oh, what did he say? What did he say?
And he did it in like a 1950s type of way, but he was born way after that. And he said, hey, did you notice that the anchors were just so young? And they actually had a guy with dreadlocks on the news today. And I said,
it was surprising.
Rob, your sensibilities of like an 80-year-old Indiana farmer. I swear to God.
I think you would have remarked on it too, because you know what? It's not someone I'd ever seen on Channel 4 before. It certainly wasn't something I was accustomed to.
I tell humorous stories when I remark on things. Some of my jokes may be published in Reader's Digest. Should be good.
I mean, you turn on Channel 4, and they are probably they're the gold standard for news in this city. And you turn it on, you expect to see Richard Jordan. You know, hi, I'm Richard Jordan. And they had a young, hip, happening guy covering this story, and it just surprised me.
He didn't describe him like that earlier.
And
that's not how he heard it.
He had dreadlocks. Did he have dreadlocks?
Yes, he did. And I think he was smoking reefer. That's just a joke.
No, but I'm serious. Like I said, well, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, I just don't usually see dreadlocks on the news. And I said, well, that's a good point. I get that. And then I saw the guy. They showed him on News 4.
Yes.
And he looked like a regular guy. I had to stare at the screen to see his dreadlocks.
You were getting a front shot of him, and you couldn't see his dreadlocks. When I saw him, he was in profile. And you know what? I can't win this one.
I said I was at the game with my daughter 2 days ago. And I looked down at a guy, an African-American gentleman who was there, older guy, and I was looking at his hairdo, and it appeared to me to be a throwback hairdo. Not like a Angela Davis throwback, but just, I'm trying to think.
Kid and Play?
He looked
Kid
like,
Nice.
it was a cool haircut, and you don't see that much
was
anymore.
Was it a flat top? Or?
It was like what you would see an African American person wear during the 70s. You know, it was kind of like, it was slightly longer.
Yeah,
but it was, and I said that is kind of a cool. He looked like he may have been famous.
Oh,
but I know he wasn't. It was just based on the fact that he had the cool hair. I was staring at it.
Excuse me, sir. Are you famous?
Are you a rap artist?
No, not even that recent.
Have you ever been in a sitcom
not recent. It would be more like.
Norman
Do you
Lear?
play basketball?
No, he looked like there was a guy. Boy, I wish I remember the.
Are you part of the Black Panthers?
It wasn't that radical. It was this is how I would best describe this hairdo. It was an African American hairstyle that was very conservative. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was just
like
it was
maybe
slightly,
Willie Tyler would have had.
It was
Like ventriloquist Willie Tyler?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was long, but not too long.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was that kind of look.
He's a noted ventriloquist, too.
look.
Yeah, Willie Tyler. And also
Let me see if it's
Lester.
a Willie Tyler. Look.
Billy Tyler.
I'm gonna look.
And also, Mike, from what you're
Willie
describing,
Tyler.
I'm thinking early 70s Jackson 5. Not when they got to like the dancing machine era, but like a conservative Afro haircut.
Who is it? He's a noted ventriloquist.
One of the most famous in the world at one time.
This.
Yeah. Willie Tyler
I got a
and
bone
Lester.
up on my
It
ventriloquist.
is a Willie Tyler haircut.
Thank
A
you.
Willie Tyler haircut.
See? And you
That's
thought I was just
exactly what
being
it was.
silly.
That is exactly what
like
it was.
a natural look.
It's
exactly,
a natural
right?
look,
Yeah.
and you just don't see it that much. And I was fascinated by that, but I didn't say anything.
Like a
because
Coming to America look.
it was,
No.
you're making it.
You mean
Yes,
like the long
perhaps.
ponytail?
He puts berries and he goes. Remember, he
No,
walks into the
no. Rob
not Soul
had it.
Glow.
We don't need to.
Not
We
Soul
don't
Glow.
need to
He
pursue
walks
this
in the
any
barber shop and the
further.
barber's like, "What are you putting in your hair, son?" Because he's like, it was so soft.
Right.
Oh, by the way, the ball players have the incredible like designs on the side of their heads,
White
and they've got
and-
mohawks
white
and white
guys
and black.
and black
Everybody,
guys, right?
Ball players do
Yeah.
all sorts of weird. They're bored.
Way to
I think
pivot.
when they get off the diamond, they're bored. They go party maybe a little bit, but they want their hair. They're into their hairdos. They're into their
if you were
jewelry
to-
and their hairdo.
If you were to go back to that Constitution barbershop, you could
Yes.
have something put in the side of your head, and you would
That's
really be the
terrific.
talk of the town.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do,
We
Rob,
the
you
people.
silly ass. Yes. But anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will either talk about my senior moment at the baseball game or we're going to frighten you. And I think I prefer frightening. We're going to
scary
frighten you
is
when we
good,
come
yeah.
back. This is great. I found this on Facebook. A lot of people have already read this, but I'm going to share it with you because I think I can give it a little dramatic license. We'll come back in just a sec on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, Oscar, are you ready to go to CrossFit with me?
I will be in a sec, but right now I'm updating my Mike O'Mara Show app.
Mike O'Mara Show app? What is it?
You have a mobile phone, right?
Sure.
Is it a smartphone?
You bet.
Is it an Android or iOS?
I don't know.
Well, it's easy. Is it an Apple logo or a little green robot?
I always thought it was an orange, but I guess it's an apple.
Okay, so you have iOS.
Okay.
All you have to do is go to the App Store and type in TMOS and hit search.
But is it really worth my time?
Absolutely. It's the easiest way to listen to the Mike O'Mara Show on your phone.
Oh, that Mike O'Mara Show app. It's new and everyone's talking about it.
I updated yesterday, and I love it.
I have an Android. Will it work for me?
Absolutely.
Both platforms. The new Mike O'Mara Show app. Download it and improve your life today.
We love it.
Yay!
Thank you, idiots. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Cameron Hughes wine. Rob's got a lot for you today. Rob, what are you spotlighting today from our good friend Cameron Hughes? Oh, and I can't wait. I can't wait till this evening. I might be a little low
because you're
tomorrow.
off the antibiotic. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be diving into my Coombsville Cabernet tonight from Cameron Hughes. I can't wait.
Funny you
everybody.
should mention Cabernet. Grandpa Bob bought more wine for his wife, Grandma Kathy. Lot 535. It's a 2012 Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. 92-point rated and a 4-time gold medal winner under $30.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, go ahead, Oscar.
No, I'll say this. As far as Cameron Hughes is concerned, the wine comes to your house.
They bring it to
the
you.
The booze is delivered.
Yes.
What's
And
better than that?
If you use the TMOS code, you get free shipping and an extra 20% off select bottles. Elizabeth, you can't do that while I'm doing the show. You cannot do that. Please come inside. My daughter is mugging at me through the window
isn't
here.
that sweet? I
wonder when
Isn't
she
it
gets
cute?
that.
She
You get
loves
free
you.
shipping and an extra 20% off select bottles. All you need is TMOS. Here's the only way to get free shipping and up to 20% off. Visit chwine.com. You click the microphone in the upper left and enter TMOS. Save a ton of money on shipping and get fantastic wine delivered right to your door. That's chwine.com. Click the mic and enter TMOS. chwine.com. Don't wait. You need to try this wine right now.
I agree.
It's amazing, and this offer will not last. Okay, we're going to do something different right now, but it might be a little fun, okay?
Please. Okay.
Roll your tape recorders if you want to have a little Halloween scary fun, because I think this is going to be very cool. Let me give the credit to the website that it's on. Is it Diply? It says Diply. I've never heard of it before.
Diplee?
Diply, Life, News, Style, Culture. It's a website.
You know what
There's-
it is,
there are
Mike?
billions of them.
It's
out
an
there.
up-and-comer.
It's an up-and-comer, but this caught my eye last night,
Okay.
and I read them aloud to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
16 frighteningly creepy things kids have said to babysitters.
Oh, no.
This is fantastic. When kids say the darndest things, it's usually cute, innocent, and sweet. But there are times when darndest translates to creepiest.
Yeah.
Like when they totally freaked out their parents here and really scaring the bejesus out of their babysitters in this list. These kids blurt out the most eerie, bone-chilling sentences you would never want to hear. Can you turn that up a little bit,
You
Rob?
bet.
I'd like to have the scary music up a little bit. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Yeah, please.
Creepy moment number 1.
Yes.
I was babysitting a kid and we were watching TV in his basement. All of a sudden, he shuts the TV off and whips his head to stare at the wall behind him. He stared at it for a solid 3 minutes and said, "Not now!"
Oh, my God.
and continued watching TV.
Whoa.
A few minutes later, he looked at the wall again and said, "I'll see you later, okay?" I was totally freaked out.
God, I guess so.
Did it work? It works, doesn't it?
Do you remember
2 years
when
ago.
we had a psychic on the terrestrial show, and she said most kids have a sixth sense, but they're talked out of it by being
This is the
normal.
second one right here.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was looking through my school yearbook with my 5-year-old cousin. When we came to the page with my year 2 class on it, who says year 2 class?
The British.
Is it? It's British.
Yeah.
It's British, isn't
Or
it? My year
You're in
2
grad
class.
school, your second year, you know.
Yeah. I don't
Let me
think
start
these are
again
grad
because
students.
I hate the British. 2 years ago,
Thank you. It wasn't.
I was
that long
looking
ago
through
that
my
they were the enemy.
my year 2. How about second grade?
Right.
Dip. 2 years ago, I was looking through my school yearbook with my 5-year-old cousin. When we came to the page with my year 2 class on it, she pointed to a boy's photo and said, "That looks just like Nicholas." When I asked who Nicholas was, she just said, "The boy in my closet," and continued to look through pictures. I almost died. They get better. Number 3. My little nephew used to talk about a woman who would visit his room at night. He said she wore a red dress, that her name was Franny, and that she would sing to him, and that she floats.
I don't like creative kids. Not when they're like that.
Number 4. A few years ago, I was putting my friend's daughter to bed for the night. She was about 3 at the time, and she was at that stage where she'd regularly fight going to sleep. She asked me why she had to go to bed, and I said, because it's late and it's time for little girls to get a good night's rest. She then pointed at nothing across the room and said, "What about that little girl?"
I'm out of here.
This is why babysitters make $14 an hour now.
Do they?
Not mine.
I think the national mean is 13 and change.
Not
Yeah.
here.
We
What do you pay?
11.
11?
11.
Oh,
Attaboy.
please. Cost of living, and there's nothing.
Number 5.
Yes.
Little kids know some weird stuff. My niece is 4 and talks about her older sister constantly. She's always talking to her, too. She is an only child and has no idea that her mother had a miscarriage a few years ago. Aren't these scary? Isn't this fun to be scared? Isn't being scared the funnest thing in the world?
I find it eerie.
Number 6. I was heading to the bathroom on the second floor of my auntie's house when I saw my cousin April on the stairs. She was 4 at the time, so very hyperactive. She was busy making funny faces while sitting on the stairs. I asked her, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm copying the lady with the braid." I looked around and there was no one else but us. I asked her again, "Where is the lady, April?" She pointed to a beam running parallel to the stairs. I asked April, "What is the lady doing?" She said, "Making funny faces." Thinking nothing of it, I started walking up the stairs again when April said something that stopped me in my tracks. "Her braid is around her neck."
Oh, no.
I turned around and asked April to repeat herself. April pointed upwards. "The lady is hanging by her braid. She's making funny faces." Then April started making a face, which I then realized was someone gasping for air.
Oh, yikes. Because the kid wouldn't know in news. It looked like a braid.
Fun.
Child
These are
psychologist time.
Yeah. These are creepy things kids have said to, parents and babysitters.
Yeah.
Here's number 7. I lost my boyfriend to a stray bullet a few months back. And when I went to visit his little cousin a few days after it happened, he came up to me while I was crying. He asked me why I was crying, and so I told him that I missed my boyfriend. He had this confused look on his face and then said, "Why? He's sitting on the doorstep."
Oh.
So these are little kids. These are tiny little kids.
What do you do to those? Do you shake them? Do you talk?
Yes.
To them?
Yes, Oscar. That's a fine idea. You shake. Let's shake the kids. Let's shake the kids that have an apparition.
Stop
That's
with
fine.
this evil.
We had a moment like that when Julia was, I think, 3 or 4, right after Carrie's mom passed.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the moment where she said she didn't have a Facebook page, but she did.
No. When she talked about the guy with dreadlocks.
That was scary.
It was, what happened was Carrie's mom had passed, and they were down, like, finishing stuff up and where she lived in Newport News. And Julia found something that we hadn't, a document we hadn't been able to find. And Carrie said, "Where did you find it?" She said, "Oh, Mimi told me where it was."
Oh, wow.
And she said, "Mimi," and that Carrie's mom, she said, "Yeah, Mimi talks to me sometimes."
Wow.
Look, and the thing is, they're innocents. They're little innocents.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder. Here's another one. I skipped a couple here. I was watching my neighbor's 3-year-old daughter, and she looked up at me and asked, "When's the baby going to come out of your tummy?" This is 3 years old.
Okay.
2 days later, I found out I was pregnant.
Wow. I did that to my mom once, but she was just a little fatter than she used to be.
And she wasn't going to have a baby. No. And you got Pedro Moreno after that.
I got the whole beat down. It was really awkward. I remember my dad looking at me and laughing.
Yeah, Oscar was 26.
I remember.
You calling me fat, Oscar?
Bam, probably like 7. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to have a little baby brother." And then my dad just busted out laughing.
Now, the interesting thing about this, you've got the kids that see things, which I think are the most fascinating.
Yes.
And you've got the kids that maybe need to be supervised for quite some time.
They've got
Listen
the
to this
sight
one.
mic. They've got the shining.
I was watching my nephew, and I asked him when he was coloring. He said, "A skeleton making machine." That was his response. A quick glance over his shoulder revealed that he was not coloring a skeleton maker. He was, in fact, designing a flesh removal machine complete with rivets for channeling blood.
Jesus.
Pony. Jesus Christ. Get me out of this studio. Get me out of this studio
Pony's
right
horrified
now.
because he's little more than a skeleton anyway.
Yeah, like,
Aren't these fun?
I
Aren't
love
these
the
a lot of
fact-
fun?
You know what? I like that kid because he wasn't focusing on the negative. Not the negative.
It was also
of
a
removing
utility. It was a
flesh.
utility.
This is, I'm making
a skeleton.
Yeah.
There you go.
Smart kid.
Yeah, ingenious.
Yeah.
One night, I was babysitting my friend's children. The youngest was aged 5. She drew a picture of a woman hanging from the ceiling, looked up at me and said, "She told me to draw this. She's coming for you. Hide."
Oh, God.
You are babysitting a 5-year-old.
Chills.
That happens.
Chills.
Yeah.
Call the parents, kids. I'll see you. You're on your own.
my
Bye-bye.
diaper.
Hangings are the worst suicides. Hangings seem to carry a lot of stories with them.
This is just weird stuff that a kid will say. I was cuddling my friend's 3-year-old son, and he said, very seriously, "I promise I won't ever chew on your bones. I promise." That's a little odd.
Does he know the kid that drew the skeleton making machine?
He could have had chicken for
Shouldn't
dinner,
have been cuddling his friend's son.
Yeah, that's creepier.
Yeah, that's
than what the
really
kids
not
said.
appropriate.
Yeah, okay, Inspector.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found that in there.
Probably
Just a
touch
few
me
more
there.
here. A few years ago, I was babysitting a friend's daughter. They lived in an apartment with a big patio window. She walked up to the glass door leading out onto the patio and stared, motionless, into the night for several minutes. Shortly after, she ran into my arms saying, "Scary, too scary." She wouldn't let me put her down and demanded that I hold her and rock her for the next half an hour. Eventually, she started repeating over and over and over, "The dark coming inside now. The dark coming inside now."
Oh, man.
Imagine if you're a babysitter and that happens.
Work on
I got
that
2
English.
more here.
Yeah, I would say, let's open the door and see what happens.
While babysitting a 6-year-old boy, he took his puppy, held it up, and started saying, "Crucify it, crucify it."
Oh, my God.
That's just a sick little bastard. I don't know what's going on with that. A toddler I was watching woke up in the middle of the night screaming about something under his bed. This is Michael's age. I checked and told him, "Go back to sleep. There's nothing under here." His reply, "He's behind you now."
Oh, no.
And the last one here, I was babysitting overnight. Both kids sleepwalk and talk in their sleep. The oldest was crying in his sleep, got up, and locked himself in the bathroom. It took a while to get him out. I ended up sleeping on the couch. In the middle of the night, I woke up feeling like someone was watching me. He was standing next to the couch. I said, "What are you doing?" His response, "The man watches you when you sleep." And then he walked back to bed, and I didn't go to sleep. Yeah!
Oh, man.
Aren't those great?
Yeah.
Those are fun, aren't they?
Creepy.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Makes me glad I
It's just
don't have
fascinating.
little kids anymore.
Yes, that's right.
It's,
And, so for those of you that are, we're betting, what does Mike do in his spare time? I read that crap. When I could be reading about, laws in Indiana and things like that and the global warming, no, I read that dribble. That's right. The Lucky Charms of Internet content. That's what it is.
It's good,
Yes.
Mike. And, because we want to keep you calm, Oscar and I never mention when there's someone standing behind you.
I'm getting a lot of heckling today. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
Make 'em stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say.
Is that Taylor Swift?
That is Taylor Swift off her album
Jeez.
1989.
Terrific, isn't she? I can't tell you.
Very thin.
Piece of ass.
I can't tell you how many listeners come up to me almost on a daily basis and they say, "Yuri, I'm dying to take a brief anonymous internet survey." Well, folks, this is your lucky day. Effective immediately. All you have to do is head over to MikeO'MaraShow.com. You click our survey banner right there on that there page there. It's there. You'll see it.
There.
It would help us a lot, and you benefit too. If you could take a few minutes on our behalf, it would help us match up our shows with the advertisers that fit TMOS, and it would appeal to you guys. Just click the survey banner on our website and tell us the truth. Thanks for your support, partners. Now back to the countdown. And now it's back for a Cake and Cookies update. That's right. It's a crazy show that's just getting hotter by the day. You see, he lives in Virginia. She now lives in Georgia. And they both want to bang. No, that's right. Only one of them wants to bang.
It's a long-distance dedication.
It is.
It's a long-distance bunch of sexual tension is what it is. And years and years ago, ladies and gentlemen, Katie Forbes, Von Herman, Sacco, and Vanzetti met a boy named Rob Spiewak. And Katie, in the studio between commercials, would laugh at everything Rob would say, and those kids just had an incredible chemistry. And Rob, much like the child that he was when he was craving people's adults' approval, if you laugh at Rob, he will. And this is one of the things I love about Rob when I'm on the road with him. If you laugh at something he's doing, he will do it again. He will do it until you stop laughing.
And louder.
And I'm dumb enough where I like to see it over and over again. Well, so does Katie. But Katie laughs at everything Rob says.
She's a good audience. And, Mike,
she's a
to be
terrific
fair,
audience.
you have that trait as well.
As a good audience.
Yeah, and also
Yes.
as a performer. That if you have something that hits, you'll stay with it.
Yeah, I'll do it, but nobody compare. Look, you know that, especially when we're on the road, Rob, nobody has the end. That's the only place I ever see you really expend a tremendous amount of energy.
And he's super happy.
He loves road
Right?
trips. Rob,
Oh,
do you love road trips? Because you're a joy factory on road trips.
You know what it is? It's fun it's an adventure, and it really does. It takes one out of one's tedium.
I love Rob when he's on the road because it's like you're the same Rob, the same happy-go-lucky Rob, but you always have like a drink in your hand. So it's always like, I really miss Gary and the kids. Gulp, 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 gulp. Yeah, Julia's going to middle school this year. Gulp, gulp, gulp,
Pat
gulp,
him. Yeah.
It's great. It gets me through airports, man. I love it.
We've been
it's
traveling
so
together for
fantastic.
20 years.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. I hope we can do a road trip this year. I really do. Even if it's just a meet and greet somewhere.
Like that.
New Orleans. I really hope that we can.
NOLA.
Orleans. That's where I want to. Please,
NOLA.
New Orleans. Make it New Orleans.
A meet and greet at Fats Domino's house might be nice.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
If you see
That
the
would be
fat
great.
man.
Yeah. So, any chance of that happening, Oscar?
Not
it's like
this year.
asking Dad. What?
Yeah, we've had this conversation 20 times.
We're not going to be able to do it this year.
This year we're not doing it. Did get an email back from Reno. They said, "You coming back?"
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. All
He
right.
said, "I saw those receipts."
So spring, next spring, a year from now.
Next spring.
Spring.
A year from now. You have to wait. Make them wait. That's what I say.
Spring
Make them
break.
wait. But hey, all right. So we count on it next spring.
We're working on
All
it.
right. I thought it might be the fall. All right. Anyway, so let's get a cake and cookies update.
We've been sort of on a sporadic schedule because of Katie buying a house and moving. And for those of you just joining us, what happened is, just for fun, Katie and Dan put their house in the Virginia area on the market to see what would happen.
People do that all the time. They test the market.
Yeah, they priced it really high, and it sold in a day and a half. And so they had to get out of town. And they said they weren't necessarily going to stay in this area because they don't need to. Their job is based in New York. So they can be anywhere that there's internet and they can do their job. Right.
So they can work from home like I do.
Exactly.
Okay, so they can work anywhere. That's and more people are doing that in this model economy.
And they searched around Florida, and they didn't see anything they liked. But what they liked was Savannah. So they bought a house in Savannah. And they are now moved in Savannah, except for one thing. They don't have any furniture, and they don't have any appliances, and they're just sitting in an empty home. And we will discuss that. We're actually taping an episode of Cake and Cookies tonight because Katie has built her home studio down there.
So is it working now? Will
really
the
good.
connection? It does sound. You did a
sounds
little
good.
test drive
we did a
for
test
it
last night. The only thing is it sounds a little empty because the house is empty, and I mean empty. You know what they have in their for a refrigerator? The only thing they have in their kitchen
is an ice box.
No, they don't even have that. They have a wine refrigerator, one of those little guys. So if they want to refrigerate anything, it has to be the size of a wine bottle to fit in that slot.
Yeah, but they'll get set up.
They will. They get appliances on Monday.
How come, she never asks me. I know she asked you, and she asked a lot of people, where can we move? And I told her again and again and again, listen, you got to go where the best people are. And I said, move to Indiana. Move to Indiana. That's where you have to be.
Every time I see Governor Pence, and he's a great guy, he was also concerned about...
What a douchebag.
He was also concerned about the guy with
God.
dreadlocks, it turns out.
I don't know why he hasn't backtracked on this law yet.
Oh, he's digging in. People like that dig in.
Big business lashing out against it, and local governments. By the way, Virginia, 2 thumbs up. They just broke out a campaign, and this is within 24 hours that they.
It's funny how the other states feed on in
it's
Indiana.
Great, right?
Yeah.
Say, hey, if you don't want to do business in Indiana, come on out to Virginia.
We'll take you. Yeah. Come on.
So let me look it up, because to be perfectly honest with you, I am not educated. I am not educated enough on the Religious Freedom Indiana Idiot Act.
I think
I really don't know.
Important things to know.
Yeah, the simplistic explanation of it is the law is staying in place because it allows people to decline doing business with people or employment based on your religious beliefs. And that, in the most broadest of terms, is the First Amendment.
It's like
but
the
it's
LGBT community. So if you're gay, maybe I don't want to hire you.
That's the problem
that's
with
the
it.
problem.
Is that if you feel that you can discriminate based on religion, then it's very, very subjective or objective. It'd be subjective, where they can make any decision they want, and they are protected by a state law.
It's strange because, or if you don't want to service someone because of their religious beliefs,
right?
It's such a slippery slope, and it's 2015.
It's not that slippery because
here's the problem.
It's exactly counter to a Freedom Act.
You're right.
That says
here's what I see as the problem. Obviously, they would tell you there's nothing about discriminating against people in this.
Right.
But it seems to me, the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, that this would protect people from any kind of government sanction in the event that they said, you're gay, I don't want you in my business establishment. Is that true? But there's no specific language in there about gay people.
But you would have to wrap it in the fact that it's your religious belief.
Yeah.
But that is.
Let me read you something that's in the statute. And I'm not a lawyer, and hopefully the lawyers that listen to this will. By the way, we may be able to have some legal expertise on this show.
Oh, really?
In the coming weeks.
Saul?
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
A
person. This is it. It doesn't make sense to me. A person whose exercise of religion has been substantially burdened or is likely to be substantially burdened by a violation of this chapter may assert the violation or impending violation as a claim or defense in a judicial or administrative proceeding.
Oh my God.
Look, I'm not a lawyer, but what I'm reading is I can refuse somebody's service, and then I can say my religion allowed me to do that.
Exactly.
And that's not
Discrimination,
right.
babe.
That's discrimination in a nutshell. I mean, that is not that far from saying, why don't you serve this person in your business? Because I don't like them. I mean, it's that.
It says
subjective.
second here, and the Indiana statute explicitly makes a business's free exercise, quotation marks, right, their free exercise right, a defense against a private lawsuit by another person, rather than simply against actions brought by government. Why does this matter? Well, there's a lot of evidence that the new wave of religious freedom legislation was impelled, at least in part, by a panic over a New Mexico state court decision, and then it just goes on and on. I'm not going to get into the weeds with this.
And I think it should be said, I don't think any of us have any problem with people having religious beliefs or, having those feelings, but when they get in the way of equality, that's the problem. I mean, everyone has feelings about everything.
Just not the way we do business in this country anymore.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
That's all it is. And this guy, I see him on TV
It smacks
every
of
night.
1950.
He said that's not what it's meant for. Then what is it meant for?
It
he
seems
doesn't
to
say
me
what it's meant for.
It seems that the statute shows every sign of having been carefully designed to put new obstacles in the path of equality and has been publicly sold with deceptive claims that it's nothing new. It is something new.
It is.
Being required to serve those we dislike is a painful price to pay for the privilege of running a business. But the pain exclusion inflicts on its victims and on society are far worse than the discomfort of that the faithful may suffer at having to open their business to all. And I completely agree with that.
And you
that's
know what,
the way I
Mike?
look at it.
This doesn't surprise me, and I'll tell you why. It
Why?
goes back to 2012 when we drove through the state of Indiana, and you
I hated it. I hated it.
You
Now
absolutely
I
did.
have I have more Indiana people that I've met down here because this is a bastion for them down here, and and they're the I don't know anybody. I haven't gotten into the subject, to be perfectly honest.
Is
with
it
you,
really
but-
worth it? You sit there, and if that person disagrees with you, how are you supposed to feel about that person?
Well, didn't I mention on the show, Oscar, that oh, sorry about that. I am terribly sorry.
Governor Pence is calling.
Hold on. Yes.
Don't
Hello,
you
Governor
come into
Pence.
don't you come
Yes?
into my business?
Well, no, I'm just talking about your new Freedom of Religion Act.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Keep up the fine work. Take care. Bye-bye.
You know
yes,
what?
that's right. I am two-faced. I'm completely two-faced.
Quick footnote for people that don't watch the show on YouTube: you need to know that when Mike does that, he pantomimes holding a phone to his head.
Yes, I do. Yes,
it's
yes,
theater.
I do.
Have
Yeah.
you ever answered the phone on your actual
Computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the new Apple software that actually.
You can
that
turn
has
it off.
The,
You can always turn it off with the show.
Turn it off.
All right,
Turn
Oscar.
it
Let me
off.
do that right now. How do I do that?
All right. You just go to messages.
Okay.
Well, doesn't he have to go to the gear?
Well, he would just go. He could.
Yeah, I
click
have
on-
to go to the gear.
And then
I have to go to the gear.
Go to the gear.
And then
All
turn
right,
it-
I'm in
and
the
just
gear.
say- just click quit messages and then.
No, it's not that easy.
No?
If you're, I think we need to take care of this now because I'm very frustrated that I got that
Click
call.
on messages. Do me a favor. Click on messages.
Where would that be?
It's
under the gear.
It's not even under the gear.
I have general desktop, dock, mission control, language and religion, security and privacy, spotlight, notifications, displays,
Oh, it
energy
might be
saver, keyboard,
notifications.
mouse.
Notifications might work.
All right, notifications. Let's try that, shall we? Here we are. Okay, calendar, FaceTime, Game Center, mail, messages, reminders, Safari, iCloud, iTunes, GarageBand, Facebook. Nope, not in there.
Okay.
Hey, look, when somebody tells me just turn it off, I'm trying to make a point here,
No, Mike, I've already turned mine off on my computer. I have messages at the bottom of my dock. Do you have messages at the bottom of your dock?
Let me see. Hold on just a second.
Oh, it's the bottom of your screen. when
Yes.
You drop the
Yes,
cursor
I do.
down.
Okay,
Yes, I
click
do,
on
Oscar. Yes,
messages.
I do. All right, I'm on messages.
Yeah, and
but
then-
that was a regular phone call, though.
I understand that, but you're going to disable all of it by killing this.
All right.
All
so
right.
I just killed.
I thought it was a different phone call. I figured it was.
I just killed it. So now by killing the messages, I won't get phone
you didn't
calls.
really kill the messages because I wanted you to open it up. How about this? Go to your little apple on the top left-hand
Well,
corner.
I'm in messages again. Okay,
Okay.
so I've opened up message. Should I go to details?
Click the app. Now, how about this? Click that little apple icon at the top left-hand corner of your screen.
He might want to go to
right.
details if we really want to get to the bottom
Well,
of
no.
this.
I've got an Apple icon and I've got
Details are
messages
great.
next
Okay,
to
now
it.
click
I've got-
the
oriented.
apple icon and then scroll down to force quit.
Okay, hold on just a second.
All right,
There is no force quit.
on the apple icon.
Oh, yes, there is. Yes,
Okay.
there is. Okay, there you go.
Ah, weird.
All right.
Yeah, should've
And
clicked
now I
details.
have if an app doesn't respond for a while, select its name and do force quit.
What do you have open?
Well, it's got Google Chrome. It's got the printer. It's got messages. It's got soundboard. It's got system preferences. It's got Finder and messages.
Hey, I don't want to be complicated here, but he really shouldn't have his printer open, should he?
No, but it's fine. Don't complicate this, you jerks.
Hey, come on. All right, this is boring. I don't want to.
Messages. No, click on messages.
All right, I'm clicking. So it's the messages are highlighted in blue.
Okay, click force quit.
Force quit. Yeah. I hate force quit.
Why?
All right, I hit it.
All right.
Do you want to force messages to quit? Yes. You will lose any unsaved changes.
Yes.
Force quit.
Yes.
There, I just did.
So all your messages are gone from there?
Yep.
Okay, let me try calling.
Well, it's not even on there anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, don't touch a thing.
Yeah, don't touch
this
that
may
dial.
not work. Mike.
All right, I won't. I won't touch
work,
it.
But we're going to find out.
What's
right
in
now.
your printer? What
if I forced all,
what? Oh, yeah.
Your
What?
printer queue. Your printer shouldn't be open.
Yeah, what do you have waiting to print?
Yeah.
I print right before
Thousands
the
of
show.
pages.
Ass. That's what I do.
Well,
Are
no,
you
but I
calling
mean,
me?
no. Once it's done, it should zero itself out.
Oh, it's still
Hey,
working.
it's not working.
No.
Hey, I'm really glad I did that. You douchebags! It didn't work.
Apple.
Can't help you, Mike.
Yes,
How about
Apple.
Printer
How
queue.
about you just take your phone and put it on airplane mode while we do the show?
I don't have the phone with me. The phone's out in the kitchen.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a problem.
Isn't this great?
Put it in kitchen mode.
This is why I get people. I'm going to have people mocking me online because of this. It always happens, and I hate it. It's my least favorite thing. I can take criticism on my weight, on everything else, but I hate it when people call me technologically illiterate.
I don't know how
if
to
they're
turn off
going
the phone.
if they're going to call you technologically illiterate, make sure they do it on Facebook. Don't phone.
I hate it. Sometimes the
fine.
technology.
You'll be
But you know where the
fine.
You know where the technology is great. The technology is great for going to an airport and watching flight radar on my computer right up until the time I leave for the airport, and then getting a flight tracker app and watching where the plane is, and then knowing that that plane that's coming in is the plane that my family's on, and that's what I did last night.
It's fantastic. Cool. You know, there are certain apps that I would buy a machine that just did that, like the Waze app. If I had to buy a Waze machine,
exactly.
I would buy a Waze machine. You would buy an airline tracker.
I love Flight Tracker. It is so much fun because I watch the planes on radar. It's really, really cool, and you see their speed and their altitude. Very, very cool. You couldn't have done that. I mean, that's where the technology is just mind-numbing. Phenomenal.
Do you have the total full house right now?
Yeah, we've got probably 5 people in the house right now. 7 people in the house.
Who's that?
Wow, yeah.
My mother-in-law, my wife's niece and nephew, my daughter Elizabeth, my son Michael, Carla, and myself.
Now, I think we've met the niece and nephew. How old are they now? Are they like 10 and 12?
8 and 13, I believe.
8 and 13.
Or no, 10 and 13.
And
10
good
and
kids.
13.
Good kids.
They're very good kids. I took them to the ball game last night, and I didn't want to talk about this, but since you brought it up, I took them to a ball game. Everybody was excited. We got out of the car, walked up to the gate. They scanned it, and the little old man that was taking the tickets at the game said, "Invalid scan."
Man,
no. That's
I'm in from Indiana, and this is an invalid scan.
Hey, I'm from Indiana. Go away. Go away. And I said, no, sir, that's the Minnesota game. He said, and then he turns around in his old manniest way, he could say, yeah, it's the Minnesota game for Friday night. And I'm like, no. No.
The wrong tickets?
Four tickets with the family there with me after the hour and a half to get into the parking lot, standing there, and I had to wait. And guess what? We still made the first pitch. We were there early enough.
Did you have to go back?
No, Mrs. O'Mara dropped the tickets off, the real ticket, and she was absolutely thrilled to do so.
I'm sure she was.
Yes,
Good news,
she was.
honey. I'm on my way.
Yeah, it was
Did
terrific.
you ask her to bring a sandwich and a bottle of water, too?
Yeah, thanks, honey. Thanks, Michael. Old man. Stupid.
That's not an age thing. That happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
You know,
You have
they're
tickets,
complicated.
You have season tickets.
And you have
I have
so many
season tickets. Yes, I do.
How do you keep track of them?
I don't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't at all.
Sheets and sheets of tickets.
I sell them. Look, you realize what I've been. I've been a ticket broker down here. I've been giving them to listeners. I've been having people come down. I've been, guests, visitors, all that. I've scalped them.
You're the
I've
prize
done that.
patrol.
What's that?
You're the prize patrol.
Yeah,
I am the prize
you're
patrol.
You're like Nick Sticker. If you can.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait, I've got. Wait a minute. I've actually got a Nick sticker here.
Oh, do you really?
I do. Let me reach over and get it.
If you
I
can
got it.
find
Look,
me.
I got it. I found it. I found my Nick sticker. There you go. You bastards.
I'm not so sure that's a real sticker.
I didn't come out of a doctor's office to take this kind of crap today. Anyway, we'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills. You are listening to Mike and his ball-busting friends right here on TMOS.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Gary Stein.
Listen, when you're not listening to us or the fabulous Mike O'Mara Show, you should check out Rob and Joe.
Why?
Because, Gary, they're great, they're funny, they're comedians, great insight.
Does it involve cake?
No, that's another show. You're so confused.
Oh, well.
Rob and Joe, check them out. They're lots of fun, part of the More Broadcasting experience.
Yeah, the show's real good.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
It's a great show. Listen, if you hadn't had a chance to check out the Tony Perkins Show, let me explain what it's all about. Tony is a local Fox 5 TV anchorman here in D.C. I graduated with him from American University. He is a wonderful broadcaster, a very funny guy, and he works with this old Jewish comedian from the Catskills, and who is very witty with some great old stories.
Yes, exactly.
So I think you'll really like that. It's Tony Perkins.
Is that thing happening today that they've been talking about?
Today it happens tonight. Yeah, it does.
Mike.
What are they doing?
You don't even know what's happening with the Tony Perkins Show.
Yeah. Like is this a big get that they've got?
It's the biggest get I've ever heard about on a podcast, to be honest with you.
I think
is the get going to be in the studio?
The get will be recorded live one-on-one.
In a studio.
In a studio.
But not on this coast.
Yeah.
Will I be able to get this intel after we tape?
Yes, you will.
How about I'll give you can I give him a hint?
Sure.
I think this is a decent, right? Everybody kind of knows.
Well, we'll see. I don't want to jinx it, but try. I'm curious what your
Will I jinx it if I mention it? This is a big star.
They're having effing Ringo Starr on the show.
Good hit.
Oh! Tony loves the Beatles. He loves
you know
the
what,
Beatles.
Mike?
So.
It's better than that. They're recording with Ringo at Capitol Records Studio 1, where Frank made all his records. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you feel about that, Rob? You got to be going crazy about
you know
that.
the big cooling fan that's on the top of our building? I'm going to jump into it after the show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Attention, MLB season starts next week. They're getting tuned up, folks. They're getting down to the wire here, so you need Fanduel. Fanduel is changing the way people play fantasy baseball and making it more fun than ever. Don't miss your chance to join before the season kicks off. Sign up now to play one-day fantasy baseball at FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com has immediate cash payouts and entry fees start at just $1. Forget about waiting 6 months to win a league. Play today, win tonight. No season-long commitment and no upfront fees. Instant gratification, baby!
Yeah, baby!
Oh, yeah.
Be like Chris Prince. He won $44 billion.
Mike, that's not true.
Oh, that's right. $724,000. Wow, that's enough. FanDuel.com handing out more than $2.5 million every single day this MLB season. But you can't win if you don't play. Just go to FanDuel.com, click the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, use our code TMOS, and sign up today. Now, here's a special offer for new users. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 that gets earned as you play. The offer is only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Just remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com. This offer ends soon. Sign up today, FanDuel.com, where every day is a brand new season, everybody.
News.
Boo. All right, this is, I get a story on news you may not need that's fluffy and interesting at the same time. And there are not many that are cool like this one, but I think this is cool because I grew up in the Playboy era. An editor for Playboy.com was digging around the office for old photos, and he made an interesting discovery. In the 1970s and the 1980s, 4 actors had secret underground tunnels directly from their homes to the Playboy mansion.
What?
How cool
That is phenomenal.
Isn't that, Oscar?
Oh
Isn't
my
that cool?
God.
Here are the actors. Jack Nicholson, shocker.
Not a surprise.
James Caan.
He's always there.
Warren Beatty.
Yes.
And Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas?
Wow.
Kirk Douglas was old then.
That's right. And Kirk Douglas probably was the sneakiest of all of them, you know?
Oh, my God.
All right, baby. Sleep well. I'm just going to watch a little TV down here. Go down to the tunnel. Go down to the tunnel. I'm going
Because
to go
those
down to the tunnel.
grounds, there are adjacent to these big Hollywood mansions.
Yeah, and the Playboy editor came across photos from 1977 that showed a large excavation project at the mansion. Hugh Hefner, cool dude. I'm sorry. After doing a little research, he found blueprints for the tunnels that led to these guys' houses.
Wow, no mention of George Siegel?
They were all pretty close to the mansion. The only thing, as sick as it is, I'm reading this and I remember Cosby was a big one at the mansion too. I remember
but that wasn't the tunnel he was interested in.
Look, to be fair to the gentleman who built the tunnels.
Yeah.
I mean, these are a super A-lister. Like, they did what they wanted to do type of situations. And this is old Hollywood where you're like, hey, give me an old-fashioned. Let's talk about building that tunnel from the
I know.
Yeah, and also I wonder, is it like a Hollywood cave tunnel or is it like Charles Bronson on the little scooter in The Great Escape trying to go through?
Well, it's like picking up somebody at a hotel where you're like, hey, let's just go upstairs.
Exactly.
Instead, you're like, hey, let's take this tunnel to my house. We don't have to leave the grounds.
That is so cool.
Very cool. They don't exist anymore. A staff member says they were closed in '89. The same year Hugh Hefner married playmate Kimberly Conrad. I don't know where that's related.
Sorry, kids.
But that's all he could
Tunnel's
get from
closed.
anyone at Playboy. I would love to find out more about this. Even Hefner didn't want to talk about the tunnels, and reps for Nicholson, Kahn, Douglas, and Beatty won't comment either. They're being quiet about it.
At your fingertips.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, Hefner said, I don't want to talk about it.
Very, very cool. All right, next story. Do you think Justin Bieber has it easy? This is why Justin Bieber is still and will always be an ass. Okay. He had the roast. He's doing the PR tour where he's telling you how he's been. He's not the same kid he was.
Right.
He is. He's a douche. This is what he says. If you think it's easy, he tells you it's not. You're stupid. At least that's Justin's take. He says, quote, unless you're stupid, I don't think you would think it's easy to be who I am. Just use your head. You'll understand that my life is not easy. Not having privacy. Growing up in front of the camera since I was 13 or 14. You need to have those mess-ups without anyone judging you, and that's not something I was able to do. What a little self-important prick.
And the thing that bothers me about it, I saw, hunks of the roast, delicious, moist hunks of roast.
Yeah, the roast, I haven't seen any of the roast.
Well,
it was last night.
It was fun. It aired last night, and it's exactly what you'd expect. But the thing is this was an opportunity where if he had been with proper handlers, he could have gotten up, done a mea culpa, and really come out smelling like a rose. But instead, he takes this tact of, you don't know what it's like to be me. Well, I think we do, because we've all met a-holes.
The jokes were great. They destroyed him.
Yeah.
And if he would have walked away and said, look, I deserve every bit of this. The fact
absolutely.
That I'm being roasted at
He's
such
not
a young
bright
age
enough,
is an
and he's
honor.
not. And he's Elvis. He's not getting people around him who are giving him counsel.
Yeah.
He's not getting the right advice.
You're right.
His quote: "We can talk and do interviews, and I can say I'm in a better place, but until they see the walk and see the transition come to life, that's what's really going to matter." Okay, you're a douche. You're still a douche, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that's ever going to change. I really don't.
You can't fix it. Mike, you can't fix douche.
No way. For the first time in almost 20 years, Tiger Woods is not one of the top 100 players on the official world golf rankings. His current ranking is 104th. The last time Tiger was in the top 100 was September 29th, 1996. I'm sorry, the last time Tiger wasn't in the top 100 was 96 when he was 225. At that time, he'd only been a pro golfer for a month. The following week, he won the Las Vegas Invitational, jumped to 75. The Masters is next week in Augusta, Georgia, and Tiger hasn't said yet if he's playing. If he doesn't, it'll be the second year that he's missed. This is really a drag for people that are golf fans.
But there is a bright side, Mike. You've moved up one notch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back in February, he announced he was taking a break to work on his game because he's got all sorts of injury issues. I do wish Tiger the best.
And do remember what Mark O'Mara told us. He says sometimes when a golfer struggles, they actually get more out of it than when they actually excel.
Yeah.
So he's poised for a comeback, and we all have our fingers crossed.
Exactly. In a surprise move, Comedy Central announced that Jon Stewart's successor on The Daily Show will be rookie correspondent Trevor Noah. He's a 31-year-old South African comedian who just joined the show back in December. In fact, he's only made 3 appearances so far. Jury's out. Could be good, could be not good. I'm not sure. It's not clear why they chose him, but they must have really wanted him because they said he didn't even formally audition for the gig.
Wow.
A lot of speculation about who would take over for John up until this past weekend. Rumor had it they also considered some bigger names, including Amy Poehler, Louis C.K., and Amy Schumer. Who knows? There's only one Jon Stewart. So,
you're right. And you know what? He sort of invented that position, so they almost have to go with a no name, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Rob was shocked. He's like, oh, my God, he looks like he has dreadlocks.
Yeah, I said, what's with that? Are you sure we put him on television?
Hey, Rofo, is Rofo there?
Yeah.
Hey, Rofo, is his microphone on? Rofo, I have some great news for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
McDonald's is making breakfast all day long.
That's fantastic news.
It is.
They're going to start making breakfast items available anytime at a few spots in San Diego. Hey, who's jealous? And if things go well, it could roll out nationwide. Their current policy is to stop serving breakfast at 10:30 a.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. And, of course, if you know my history with McDonald's, I hope that they still continue to serve the ice cream.
24 hours a day. Yes.
Where's your custard?
So I guess people have been clamoring for it, and McDonald's is
Well,
going
for
along with
years,
that. We'll
Mike,
see.
people have always said to us that the grills couldn't handle cooking
Both products, yeah.
Right.
lunch and breakfast. And I never
Yes.
understood that because on the West Coast, Jack in the Box does it all the time.
They do it all the time.
And,
I
and
think,
you know what else? This is also a throwback to now that Taco Bell is starting to serve breakfast. This is their volley back at them. They're going to try and take the market back.
I will celebrate if this happens nationwide by having an egg muffin for lunch. And by the way, that is the correct pronunciation. It is not Egg McMuffin. It is Egg-a-muffin.
One word.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Appreciate that. An oversized bull penis is at the center of a dispute in the small Utah town of Hurricane, and now it's been cut off. Restaurant owner Stephen Ward says it was because he decided he didn't like the look of it on the statue, not because he cares what his neighbors think. The owner of Barista's Restaurant said he told the city, "I am not removing the penis for you or because of your complaints. I don't like you. I'm doing it for me. I just decided it would look better without the weenie. And oh my God, it's beautiful.
Thank God.
Eating at this place."
Yeah,
I
good
wanna
press
go there.
release.
Yeah, next time I get out to Utah. And now, a little something. 50-year-old Phyllis Jefferson of Akron, Ohio, was with her 61-year-old boyfriend, Ronnie Buckner, on Sunday night, and he was eating salsa. Apparently quite a lot of it, so Phyllis told him to stop eating all their salsa, and when he kept going, she grabbed a pen and stabbed him in his left thigh.
Of course.
Oh, no.
Then she knocked over their TV, and when he went to catch it, she stabbed him in the stomach with a kitchen knife. Yeah!
All right.
Wow. She tried to drive away, but the cops caught her and arrested her for felony assault. And, well, it sounds to me like Phyllis sure has a chip on her shoulder. Thank you, everybody. I love those little gags. We'll take a break and come back with more. I had 5. That's the one I settled on. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
I just want to use your love tonight.
Hey guys, this is Mickey Coachella from It's Mickey, and I cannot thank the Mike O'Mara Show for everything they've done for me, from giving me a chance to do this podcast on their network, to allowing me to come down and sit on their show, and allowing me to do my show with a gay man, the only group of people who have not turned their back on me.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, bonus packages, they're still available. You can get them. The 2015 TMOS bonus package, full access to all the 2015 bonus content, on-demand video access to every bonus show, access to the entire anthology at over a 25% savings, and a great way to support this show. It's waiting for you at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Just click the banner mark TMOS bonus packages, and now you can even pay with a credit card. Yes, that's right. Welcome to 2015, the TMOS bonus packages, because you are worth it. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Hail, fellow queens. It's coming in December, Mike. NBC has announced their next live musical, and if you said something that one time featured Nipsey Russell, you were right. They are going to be doing The Wiz live on television.
Nipsey Russell.
He played
The Wiz.
The Wiz, which is the African-American version of The Wizard of Oz.
Remember
Perhaps
that?
you remember this hit single.
Yeah, baby.
Of course, they won't have Michael Jackson.
I saw The Wiz at Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, with Michael Jackson.
Oh, like the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie.
Yeah, it was fun, though, as a kid.
But what's neat is that they're going to kind of reconstruct the show. They got Harvey Fierstein to actually write some new additional dialogue.
Is that fun? Is it not fantastic?
Not in Kansas anymore.
Thank you very much. I was 10 years sitting around the room.
But they're also incorporating Cirque du Soleil, which I know you will hate. And then after they put it on NBC in December, they're hoping to put it on Broadway. So this is a new thing. They're going to debut a show on TV and then put it on Broadway. Mike, I know you must be thrilled.
Yeah, can't you tell by the look on my face? Yeah.
All right.
Bring it on.
I don't know if Allison Williams will be in it or not. Jimmy Kimmel had a fantastic get on his television show last night.
Traffic has come to a complete stop. We've shut down Hollywood Boulevard for Van Halen tonight, and it might
be
hard.
That's fun.
Hard to believe. I found it hard to believe, but this is their first ever television performance with their original lead singer, David Lee Roth. David left the band for a while. Van Halen's been around for a long time. You know that teacher they were so hot for? She just went through menopause.
Probably true.
True. They sounded better than they did on that clip I played from them in Japan, but they sound like they look. They're old. And it didn't help that David Lee Roth hit himself in the nose with a microphone, and he had to leave the stage while Eddie took his solo and came back with a Band-Aid on his
Are you kidding?
I kid you not.
Oh, my God. David Lee Roth is a hot mess. Bring back Sammy Hagar, for Christ's sake. Come on. Don't they all hate each other, too, or something?
Oh, they love money, though.
Yeah, they love the money.
Here's a note that he almost hits.
Let's hear it. They got any? Now, do they have the supplemental musicians and stuff to help them out?
Yeah, they're helping them out, and they'll get through it.
Okay.
I think, you know what my prediction is? They'll do half the tour.
Rob,
strong
you are
half.
so right, because those tours are incredibly stressful, and these guys, especially if they're not, there are not many Iron Men out there like Steven Tyler and Mick Jagger.
You're
and
right.
These guys, and they can't handle it a lot. It'll be interesting to watch what happens.
Mike, you should look for a picture of them. It really looks like a PTA meeting.
I have to check it out.
You mentioned Trevor Noah on the Daily Show. Here is his first appearance, just to give you an idea of his voice and kind of his presentation. The first time he appeared, I believe it was January.
We're really delighted that you're going to be joining us, and I know that you flew in, I guess, yesterday from South Africa.
Yeah, I just flew in, and boy, are my arms tired.
Okay. All right there, oldie but a goodie. Very nice.
No, seriously. I've been holding my arms like this since I got here. Yeah. I never thought I'd be more afraid of police in America than in South Africa. It kind of makes me a little nostalgic for the old days back home.
That's just, come on. Are you saying black people in South Africa today don't get assaulted and killed by police?
Oh, no. I mean, they do. But since apartheid ended, they're now also being killed by black police. Progress.
Well,
that's a pretty, he didn't really
Racy.
kill it, I don't think. Yeah, racy, but not like dirty racy.
Can I just say, though, look, and I know this, and this is what I have to know, like everybody should know, there's only one Jon Stewart, only one guy that can do what he does. But what sucks is the creative juices in a guy like Jon Stewart are so intense that that's probably why he's moving on. He wants to do other stuff. Whereas the Sean Hannitys of this world will repeat that same crap for their until they're blowing spit bubbles.
Right, and
it'll be the same bit over and over. And I love the fact that I always considered Jon Stewart to be kind of a counterweight to a guy like Sean Hannity.
Sure.
And it was fun to see him poke fun at that. And I think that's probably gone. And to be honest with you, if you're going to try to replace a Jon Stewart, I would have thought that you would maybe bring someone in that was a little bit more like Jon Stewart, somebody who actually was maybe from the United States. I just think it's strange that they went outside of the country to get somebody to comment on our politics.
Another thing
this,
that's going to be tough about this is when you talk about the creativity of Jon Stewart, that trickles down. He's obviously at the top of that show.
And he's got great writers. He's got a great staff.
And I think the writers really work well with him. It's
right.
The host of the show will set the tone of the show. And that's
I think, and also, aren't these networks, Oscar? It's youth. I mean, that's what it is. It's going, and I mean, they're going to. You've got Jimmy Fallon. You've got the guys that are hosting Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live.
They lost John Oliver to HBO,
right?
So that would have been in the game.
And John Oliver would have been the heir apparent,
Yeah.
I think. But that's a Brit, so that probably completely contradicts what I just said. So get anybody, but let's give the guy a chance and let's see how he does.
And you know what? I didn't even want to bring this up, but you mentioned it. Saturday Night Live may be the worst episode I've ever seen this season with The Rock.
I'm not watching it anymore.
Well, you didn't waste any time.
There you go.
Mike, I was so pleased you covered this, and I would like to restate the fact that McDonald's is thinking of bringing breakfast all day long. We'll
Amen.
close with this. Mike, this is so great. This will prevent this from ever happening again.
Yes, I'd like a ham and cheese omelet or lamb fries.
I'm sorry. We stopped serving breakfast, but we are on the lunch menu now.
I'd like some breakfast.
We stopped serving breakfast.
This guy.
I know you stopped serving
Great
breakfast.
cameo.
Rip. Sheila told me you stopped serving breakfast.
Well, I'm really sorry.
I'm not calling you by your first names. I don't even know who you are. Have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Yeah, that's not our policy. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm really sorry, too.
That's an unhappy meal. That's your audio vault. Have a great Tuesday,
What a
everybody.
great ending to the audio vault. Buddy, get us out of here. That's it. Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone. Be sure to join us again, ladies and gentlemen, for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with our show with a letter or package, send it to TMOS Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177 to get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag.
Tomorrow.
Hey, everybody. That's tomorrow. You like to remind them because what's your percentage of people that send those things on Tuesday night?
Oh, what's really fun is to turn on my computer at about 5:45 tonight. Those
What about
bastards.
sexy pics?
Sexy pics always welcome.
Okay.
From
guys
the
and
Mike
girls.
O'Mara Show
Anybody
relies
with dreadlocks.
on your word of mouth. Tell a friend about TMOS and make sure they get it too. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.